What you talking about? Tell me what you take. Hey, you know the score. Sierra is the sports spade, pushing up the court with reports from the truth. Pat Truesdale, new recruits, football, track and field. With sports from the Morpheus, Richard Walker, the guru. In the tunnel, bringing news. And this ain't Monday morning quarterback in. It's every Sunday, all the latest stats in. Facts in, games connected, respected. It's on the radio. Oh yes, it's time. Tune in to the tunnel. It's time to tune in to the tunnel. It's time to tune in to the tunnel. It's time to tune in to the tunnel.
What's going on, everybody? We in the tunnel. We in the tunnel. What's up, Rich? What's up, Ed?
What's good?
Happening? What's happening? What's happening?
What's good in Zamunda?
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, I had to represent. You see, I got the shirt.
I see that.
Yeah.
I see that, man. Oh, I hope ain't nobody been coming to rob there lately. Coming to America too. I haven't seen it yet. Supposed to watch it tonight. Did y'all see it?
Gotta watch it, man. I've seen it like 3 times, man.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah.
I thought that that they would talk about. I thought some movies you just can't do no more. It's like saying some songs you just can't, write remix. You just can't do it no more. And I think that's a classic.
We know this already. We know you ain't gonna make another classic like that, but it's a good thing for the culture, man. I liked it. It was a nice tribute. It was respectful to the first one, and it's like he wasn't trying to redo another one. He made a funny second movie.
Yeah. I think Wesley Snipes did a good job in it too.
Yeah.
Wesley was funny. You never seen him. You seen him act in certain ways, but this was one way he was pretty cool. I liked him on that.
Yeah. Well, I gotta see it. I haven't seen it yet, so I hope y'all don't tell me the story and everything. Yeah.
Great movie.
So what we got, Rich? What's the first thing we got going on right now? What we have,
man.
Say what?
Where do we begin in this wonderful sports world? Well, the first thing that comes to mind, and it's just I don't know, man. I kind of keep shaking my head at this entire COVID thing.
Right.
We did give the governor the Sit Your Ass Down award last week, but the thing that kind of comes to mind is like now, how does this translate to sports? How does this translate to, tonight, for example, the All-Star game, which I think is crazy that the NBA is even having this. The All-Star game is going to have no fans in attendance, but they're still having the game. And at the same time, they open up all the parties and the fan experience and all this other crap. So you got people running all around Atlanta, basically creating COVID cocktail parties, but nobody's going to be at the damn game. Yeah. So that's the part that confuses me about all of this.
They're going to try to find ways to make their money. I remember you was telling me about 2 of the players got COVID through their barber up there, and my thing is you need to stay with your own barber, so especially if he's taking care of himself. Yeah, I have 2 barbers, they take care of themselves.
Yeah, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are not playing tonight because they are on quarantine because their barber had contact tracing, which to me is kind of silly because, let's be honest. Right now, this ain't the time to really be going to hang out to the barbershop if you don't have to. Yeah. And y'all 2 guys are rich. Y'all don't have to. Y'all can hire a private barber and say, look, come to my house or come wherever, cut me up. They go, no, you're going to go to the hood, which I had no problem with you going to the hood, but this ain't the time right now, man.
And most time, Richard, guys, we had barbers come to the house, so we didn't have to worry about going to the barbershop. If you want to go to the barbershop, you just going really just kick it, hang out with the fellas and all that type of stuff. But you, at a time like this, you smart enough to know not to go to the barbershop. Right. And that's what these guys, why go to the barbershop when you can tell them to come to your house? I'm bald headed now, but I used to have hair.
Yeah, I'm about to say, man, you do need a haircut. Now, my barber started cutting out his house, and then my other barber, he let so many people in the shop. So they're very protective, and they've been following the code and everything. So, that's the good thing. A lot of these barbers are catching COVID through people too, and barbers giving it to them. So, it's a messed up deal. But people are gonna try to do what they got to do to make their money. A lot of people, they have their livelihood So they're gonna throw those parties they've been doing for years. I know Kenny Smith had his party he do every year. I know a couple of guys in H-Town promoters, and of course they live off that. But that's why they always say you always have to have other things going on because you never know when certain things can end temporary, and you never know when things can end. So it's just one of them things. Some people businesses
it has to be a fine line between life and livelihood, though.
Right, no doubt. So that's what that is. Yeah. So look, man, we had some good football this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We had the SWAC. We had a couple of Southland games. So I just want to set the record out there to all my Texas Southern family people. I didn't call Texas Southern a junior high. I was calling the football program junior high.
You got to tell them the story. You got to tell the story, though. You got to tell the story about how TSU junior high came about. Or at least the allegation of you calling them that.
I mean, the thing is with Texas Southern, they never do anything right when it comes to hiring a coach. So I remember when Coach Hill was now the head coach at Alabama State, he was the interim coach and I'm getting a job. So I just remember those guys. I remember they played TSU for homecoming and beat them. And and this was when Mike Haywood was the coach. And I just remember at halftime, they had a ring ceremony. Girls basketball, boys basketball, softball, baseball, track, bowling team. And I'm like, man, they're doing good as an athletic department. But at the end of the day, you're not doing good if you're not winning the football. Football make your school, especially being in a state like Texas. And last year, y'all didn't win a game. There's no excuse for you to go not winning the game. There's just no excuse. And then you lose to Mississippi Valley. They ain't won a SWAC game in 8 years down here, and I know players got to get their players in, but I know Mike left something, and at the same time, you ain't winning the game. And then I don't care how close the game is. It's called finishing because I know a lot of good coaches couldn't keep their job because they couldn't finish. Last night, the game could have got out of hand in the first half. Prairie had the opportunities, drop balls, penalty. I mean, they blocked the kid. Boy, the ball rolled down the carpet. And the boy had free, easy touchdown, got the ball stumbled, he got in the red zone, got penalized. I'm like, and in the second half, TSU had the momentum to win the whole game. But you have to finish. Now, everybody say the first down was crucial. I think the kid got it. Some people think he didn't. Why put yourself in that predicament? And all I'm saying is the football program is junior high right now. And like I say, once again, to all the Texas other folks out there, I will never dog school. My brother went there, family went there. The football is junior high, and y'all need to go back and do your homework, hiring the right person. Now, here's the deal. You got, 5 games rich in the spring? If you don't win none of them games or win one, they don't get in the fall.
Your season over already. Yeah, your season over already.
The money they paying this guy? Come on now. Yeah. And all my friends, Texas Southern Yanks, I know y'all caught up because the coach from but look, it's business. End of the day, y'all continue to do what y'all do. It's going to be junior high. You can win one game. Don't get hyped up. Don't come out the closet ready to party because it's still a long road to go. And what they paid them, I know they can't afford to buy them out. So I'm like, wow. It is a tough road. SWAC ain't no joke right now.
No,
you
it
have
ain't.
to finish those games.
No, you're right. Especially with Jackson State, Coach Dion already. You can already see his impact down there.
BT,
they had an ugly game. They had an ugly game, but like you said, they still won. That's all people gonna remember. People ain't gonna remember that. 2-0. That's all we know. Yeah, 2-0.
But see, I'm gonna get to Dion in a minute. But back to PV. PV not gonna do anything either, though. Let's set the record straight. And Prairie fans ready to get this guy out. And I think the guy needs to be the head coach. There's a lot of people pulling for him. His limited teammate, Van Singletary. My God, but he needs the job. And he saved their ass.
Big man.
Because Coach Miller don't make adjustments, basic offense. They ran the same play, keeping them around. So they got a lot of crap to do too, to work on, and they need a new coach too. And it is a reality. And Lemonade, tell me I'm right or wrong. And Rich, you play ball. Ain't no way in the world these 2 HBCU schools here in town, TSU and Prairie View, should be dominating, and not this black college AA with the talent around here.
Right.
And you have to win for the kids to come. Prairie View got unbelievable facilities. And you have to win. So don't get it
brand new stadium and everything, But nobody going there to see the damn stadium. You know what I'm saying? They want to know, if I go to the school, am I going to be part of a successful program or not?
If I'm not mistaken, they sponsored by A&M, huh?
Yeah, well, A&M
Yeah.
is Prairie is always going to be taken care of. The second
Yeah.
oldest school, A&M backing them, and plus the alumni stick together.
Yeah.
And even if they was going through their slump, they stick together. And the locker room is unreal. They got a good lounge and everything. It's nice down there. The campus is beautiful because I know the campus was
Very
always
nice.
look like that growing up. My mom parents went there. I know it ain't always look like that, but they got issues, and it's not going to be an easy season for them. But I know what they're ready to do because it's got one more year on their contract. They're ready to move on. And I think Van really going to have a chance getting the job. New AD, he worked with him at Buffalo. Hey, it is what it is. So I just want to let all the TSU fans know, I'm not calling the University Junior High, but I'm definitely calling y'all football program Junior High. Simple as that. In Prairie View, they got a long way to go. And alumni know Israel Holmes, he already know what time it is. They ready for him to go, and he pushing for Van to get the job. So my man B. Worthing, get it, though.
So low key, you saying that they should let the Jack Yates High seniors finish TSU season? Is that what you're saying?
Well, Brian was still over.
I mean, catch them before graduation. I mean, season to be over before graduation. I mean, they can get college credits or something, finishing the season or something. It might work out.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But let's move on. Continue talking about this swag football. Let's talk about Dion and them. Dion them, I know you said it was ugly, but it was a funny, good game. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah,
it was crazy because Dion them they had a running back on their team, 25 kid from Minnesota. He was toting little bitty son. He was toting it. And early in the game, I didn't watch early in the game. I watched the second half, but early in the game, they had the other running back. He fumbled a couple of times, but he was a good red zone back. He was dragging the ball. He fumbled right in the end zone, laid on the carpet. Graham get the ball. Norton called a good game. He kept it on the ground, got on the 1 yard, and then they fumbled. This is a crazy, funny game.
It was.
And J-State ended up pulling it out. And it's the first time J-State beat Grambling since 2012. And the first time Grambling lost a home game since 15. So they break two barriers. I mean, and here's the thing people don't understand. Dion already came in, but Dion already came into a good team. It's like having a nice car you want, been sitting on an old car, been sitting in the shop for a while or on your lot. All you got to do is just change a couple of rusty screws and put new ones in there. That's how Dion done. And all them boys transfer ain't playing yet. So that was huge. Big win, big time win. I mean, what y'all guys think?
And Dion's bringing that discipline to Jackson State. So, he's locking it down. He's letting them know we're going to do this. This how, and them guys are starting to believe. I tell you one thing about Dion, he's a hell of a motivator because I tell you, he's going to make sure that you always pumped up and ready to play the game. There's nothing else but that game going on. So that's what he's bringing up to. And playing Grambling like that. I know Grambling going crazy right now. I know I have to call Everson Walls because I know he's talking noise. He about ready to fight the coach now.
I put on Facebook my boy Ivan Gerald from Sterling, former All-American strong safety. I was saying, "Oh, you alive?" Because he went answer the phone. I thought he was going to commit suicide. But he gave his old teammate Baby J, old Sterling alumni, Rich alumni. He called a good game. I said, "Y'all call a good game." Didn't finish it, And like you just said the key word, discipline. Because what I saw last night down in Prairie View in the Hill, there wasn't no discipline on either side. Like I said, Prairie View could have took away, could have got away, and TSU had their opportunities. Second half the moment, but no discipline. So, like you said, that's the key, discipline. And believe it or not, I got to give credit to Forbes. They had some discipline too. They had a lot of discipline too. So, and Pine Bluff is a team to watch. Doc Campbell got them boys watch. I'm telling everybody right now, that is the team to watch in the SWAC, Black College period. Arkansas, Pine Bluff, they pulled off. They beat Southern yesterday. So that was a huge game, huge win for them too.
It's a lot of little teams winning now that wasn't winning back then. You had the Southern and Grambling dominating a lot back in my era and coming this way. But now, you got Dion them popping in. Grambling's kind of, turning the key a little bit. TSU, we waiting on them. We were really waiting on them to do something because you got all this talent in Houston, and you can't even get a second or third guy to come into TSU and play. It's just ridiculous that, and I think 2011, I applied for the TSU job. I was like third on the list, and I think his name Matthews. I can't remember the athletic director, but he didn't he didn't want to bring that NFL caliber in because I knew coming from Houston, I know all the high schools. I'm gonna go to every one and say, "Hey, coach, I need this guy. If I can't get this one, who's your next best guy?" And bring them in and dominate in Houston. And that's what we don't do. We don't take over Houston. Houston going everywhere else and making everybody else good. But then we're not staying at home to be at the TSU. And I went to Texas Tech. I went outside, wanted to get away from home a little bit. But I was still in Texas. So, we got a lot of Texas guys playing in Miami, playing over there in Alabama, playing in Oklahoma. Dante Jones went to Oklahoma, but he's from Dallas, So you got a lot of guys doing that type of stuff.
Well, I mean, the thing is,
the recruiting mentality here is the problem because, like you said, a lot of guys leave, but we don't make the efforts as a city or as a local. The local programs don't make the effort to reach out to these kids while they're in high school. So they just sit back and wait for the leftovers, the residual guys that don't go to the out of state schools, that don't go to the Big 12 or hell, even U of H and stuff like that. So they just wait to see what fall off the tree, and then that's the fruit that they pick up, and that's the problem. That's why so much talent at Escape the City.
Well, the thing too is, y'all talking about you talking about the guys going everywhere to the big schools, but you guys instead, I run a recruiting service, and I had a lot of kids got offers to a lot of FBS schools, other HBCU schools, other FBS schools. So that's all over the place, right? I had 8 kids, about 5 to 6 kids on at Hampton from Texas. So you got to go in like a coach commented today when I talked about the game and talked about Van getting the job. He was saying that every time he emailed TSU or Prairie, they never hit him back. And I know when Willie Simmons was there, he was doing it. Willie was about to really turn the program around. So you have to do that. I don't care if you're a kid. Like, let's take some kids in the past in the pros now. Or you can take a kid like DJ King, take a kid like Donovan Steiner, CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to go in there and still talk to those kids. So if you have a problem, you contact me. And that's why I'm telling everybody, if Van got a rep, Van got a big rep around here like Dion got a reputation national. Van know people national too, but in the city alone, South Texas just alone, in Dallas, he's very known. Plus, he has his uncle behind him. I know he's talking about coming on board with him. But Van can come in and recruit. And the thing is, you could take all the top 100 kids on BCP lists, take all the top 100 kids, which some of the kids would be the same on the Chronicle. It's a lot of kids going to have problems going to transfer. So you can already grab those kids when they're having problems at Kansas, at a Big 12 school out of state, or a school in state like where you at Lemonade, way up in Lubbock, across the country at Virginia, UCLA. You grab those kids, and they're gonna look forward, come back home playing for you, and you build those relationships. I don't give a care if this kid getting highly recruited, everybody after him. I'm gonna go in there and talk to that kid. So if you have any problems, young man, you go. But we also have so many kids that get overlooked, and so many kids should be playing D1 ball, especially with the money thing right now. With all this stuff going on, David Fisher is a prime example. Cornerback signed Sam Houston. That kid is a true D1 player. You got the Marcus Collins kid at Magnolia West signed Sam. Sam Houston did a hell of a job. They signed about 6 D1 players, but it was because of the COVID that hurt them. And then you got kids just sleepers, and they go there like the twins from Galveston Ball right now, NFL prospect at Sam. And you look up, they gone. So it's so many kids here. A lot of those kids end up playing out better than those kids go to Power 5 school. A lot of kids go to Power 5 schools really be overrated. That's why a lot of them end up transferring. So it is what it is. But it's going to be interesting. I know next week, Prairie View play Grambling. Grambling's going to be pissed. That's going to be a hell for PD. And I know Southern plays
it's gonna be hot.
TSU. I got Southern, I'm going to be honest with you. And there's a lot of H-Town boys on that team because Prairie View head coach Dooley, he didn't ever sign nothing but boys out of Louisiana. And he was signing the scrubs while Southern was signing the real deal guys. And Southern coming out backyard, stealing players, ain't getting them. There's a bunch of boys on that roster. It's all mistalking like it is. So we got to get it. Because I want to see my hometown do good. I think we want to see them do good. But, we move on now.
Gotta keep them going.
So speaking of HBCU schools, we had the sister just got the referee position. Yes, she got rich.
I've seen that.
From Norfolk State. Yeah.
Yes. And she was the official at in the AAF. If you recall the now defunct league AAF. She was the one of the officials in that league, and so now she's making a move up to the NFL. So
Right.
That's a good
Yeah.
thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
long overdue, and she's well qualified. So I don't want to hear the foolishness about people talking about she don't meet the requirements. She's been an official for a long time. She's been involved in sports programs at the college level, for quite a while. So it's just time for for us to have someone different. It's just it's a good thing. So I'm happy for her. I think this is actually a good thing for for the NFL, to finally be more diverse. And the important thing is to be diverse with people that are skilled and qualified to do the job, not just hiring a woman for the sake of hiring a woman. This is different from the situation where Vanderbilt had that lame ass soccer girl out there trying to be a field goal kicker, just to say that they have a kicker. No, this lady has put in the work. She's done it at high school level, college level, professional level with the AAF, and now the NFL. So it's going to be a good thing for her.
Yeah.
Well, I you know how I feel about women doing certain things. Now, a woman can do that now, and that's a great thing. And I don't know the lady name by heart, but we was talking about earlier, Rich, today about the lady that did a lot of refereeing in the NBA. The African lady did that, and she did a good job. And she refereed a couple of games for a while. Because you said she was refereeing for what team she was refereeing for? Like, what particular team used to pick her?
I recall she was refereed all the way back when Earl Strong was in the league, towards the end of his career, engineer Earl Strong. So I recall going to sports bars, watching games, and watching all the brothers, myself included, looking at that onion back there. So I ain't gonna.
well, that's what
they call it. They call it onion, huh?
They call it the onion.
It's a hand grip.
They make you cry.
I don't want to say nothing on the record, but Richard, you wrong, and that's what everybody was saying about old girl. I ain't gonna say no name. Coach was like, man, we gonna miss her. She got an onion. So last night they was talking about old man was sitting behind us at the game, and he was talking about the woman referee last night had an onion on him. So I guess all these black women got onions on when they referee the game. You can't help but to see them tight black pants.
I think they ain't onions for us. No.
No, man. But congratulations to her. Salute to her. She represents HBCU schools, lawful state graduate. That's a good deal. So this other little topic, we was talking about the boy from Seattle. How they keeping everything.
Man,
they all of a sudden
we need to get a cold beer on this, and this is gonna take a minute. So let's do that. Let's take a quick break. Let's grab a cold one and come back and let's talk about this. This is gonna take a minute to break this one down. All right. So we'll be back in just a minute.
VIP Elite Motors is dedicated to offering high quality pre-owned vehicles for their customers. From the moment you walk through their door, they're committed to providing you with a great car buying experience. With the skilled sales staff and financing options, they will help you get the vehicle that you want at the great price that you deserve. Go to their website, www.vipeliteMotors.com, to pre-qualify without affecting your credit score. No social security number required. Browse their extensive inventory online and check out the featured vehicle section on the homepage. If you see a vehicle that you like, you can submit an online quote request, or you can contact them to schedule a test drive. Give VIP Elite Motors a call today, 281-471-2800. That's 281-471-2800. They're at 1204 West Main Street in LaPorte, and tell them that In the Tunnel sent you to get your new ride.
What's up, y'all? This is Richard Walker, the Great Sports Morpheus with In the Tunnel. We can represent your business for as little as $1 per day. That's $1, 4 quarters per day. Give us a call, 832-245-1050, 832-245-1050. Doesn't matter the size of your business, whether you got one customer or a million customers, we got something for you. Give us a call. We'd be happy to represent your business. Let them know that you are bringing your business out the tunnel.
Flat Fee Tax Prep and Services should be your first and only call when it comes to tax preparation and filing. We know that preparing to file your taxes can be overwhelming and confusing, which is why we offer a comprehensive tax preparation service for an affordable flat fee. Also, we offer a host of other services to include notary. Let us make your life easier with our convenient and affordable notary services. You can certainly entrust your most valuable documents with us. Startup Business Solutions. Establish rapid LLC setups in no time. Marketing strategies. Our team is prepared to offer creative and innovative ways to enhance your business ideas. Credit counseling, insurance protection, and more. Call us for more information and rates. 281-661-3975. Also visit our website at www.flatfeecreditandtax.com. We look forward to servicing you.
In the tunnel, 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 sports talk. Ooh.
All right. We are back.
Okay.
So
Back in action.
and then shout out to our sponsors, VIP Elite Motors. Y'all make sure you visit them, VIPEliteMotors.com. I know some of y'all excited. You got your little stimulus check in case you haven't noticed. The Senate did pass the stimulus bill, so you got your little money on your way. We know the little W-2s, you already spent that money, so now you're going to get your tax return. I mean, your stimulus money because the tax money gone. So go ahead and visit VIP Elite Motors. Go holler at our man Victor and get your new ride today. Get hooked up. And then for those of y'all who coming back from Georgia, knowing damn well you didn't pay your traffic tickets and your child support and all that, you're going to get in legal trouble, holler at our man Michael K. Slider, attorney at law. He will help you get these situations taken care of. So, holler at Michael K. Slider, attorney at law. So,
It gets
right.
taken care of. He will do that. DUIs and DIs,
Yep.
that's the man.
Yeah. All right. So this Chad Wheeler thing, man. Listen, man. How many times do we have to continue to point out the double standard? Right.
Right.
So, just to kind of quickly revisit the whole situation, this is the former Seahawks offensive lineman, Chad Wheeler, who was in the domestic abuse situation where he beat the living hell out of his girlfriend. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it just how it happened. He beat the living hell out of his girlfriend. He knocked her unconscious. He broke her shoulders, damaged her face. She has have a plate and pins in her arms for the rest of her life. And not to mention the psychological torture he put her through, telling her that he wanted her to bow down to him. We still have yet to see any type of response from Commissioner Roger Goodell. And yes, he's a free agent. Yes, he's not on an NFL roster, but he is still an active NFL player. Now, I want you to keep that same energy that you had when Antonio with the Bucks. Yeah. When he was a free agent, he was put on the commissioner's list when he had an incident with a movie driver where they had a little scuffle, and before he signed with the Bucks. You put him on the commissioner's list, and you made it clear to any team that signed him that he was going to be suspended upon signing. Mm-hmm. So my point is, we know Chad Wheeler was a screw up. He was barely on the team to begin with, but you still should follow that same process, that same protocol to make it clear that the league is taking a stance against domestic violence and it's being consistent. So my point here is, where is why the crickets from Roger Goodell in the front office at the NFL? Why haven't they taken the steps to put Chad Wheeler on the commissioner's list and make it clear to him that he violated the player conduct policy and he needs to be held accountable for it, in addition to his legal situation? Where's the same energy? That's my question.
I think for us, the NFL, Roger Goodell, Chad came out right then and there, bipolar. He has this here, he has that there. When you say Antonio Brown or some those guys like that had those problems, they didn't come out with they have a problem. And it's kind of crazy because he's saying he has a problem, so they're not really looking at it like, okay, Antonio Brown didn't have a problem. He just did this, and try to act like he's just crazy or something is wrong with him. So they put him on high alert where no teams are signing. This guy's not on high alert because he said it, so he's trying to get it. It's I don't know. I know we can't go. I don't, I mean, I do, but that's BS to me. You know, he should have he should be on lockdown. He can't go sign with nobody. He can't do anything. He needs to get help. He deal with that. This young lady is going through her life thinking she's gonna die that night. You know, and whatever had happened for us, what he did. Antonio Brown, like I say, Antonio Brown and all these other guys, they don't come out. Oh, I'm bipolar. I'm labeled this is a medical problem here. He came right out right in and said he's bipolar and all this other stuff that's wrong with him. Now he has an issue. Something's wrong with. They're trying to get him help. They're not gonna they're not gonna ban him because he said that. That's just my looking and my view of it. And like I say, it's BS because hey, dog, you did this. You knew who you were before you put that uniform on. So, and that's the NFL fault because you supposed to check that type of stuff out before you go do anything. You're supposed to know what's going on with that player. They know everything about us when we was drafted and what went on with us.
Right. And the difference to me is Antonio Brown's. You know, he had awareness that he had some mental health issues, and he went. You know, he sought help for it, but he wasn't under treatment. This guy just didn't take his damn medicine. Yeah. So to me, it's negligent on his part where you're a conscious, sound body and mind, and you make a decision not to take something that you know that you need to stay in that state. And then so therefore, I think you should be held fully accountable for anything that comes after that. Any consequences of any actions that happen as a result of that, you should be held fully accountable because he knew damn well he should have taken his medicine.
Yeah, you know? To the fullest. That's just plain and simple. You know you have to do this, so you can't do this, and you're not doing it. That's crazy to me.
Right.
Well, the sad part about it is, how they try to cover up and they play that psychiatrist game.
Yeah.
I hate to say this. They know what role to try to play. So let's talk about issues outside of football in the same situation. You had the young man shot the Bel Air cop, and Elliot, I'm a business partner, who y'all both know, he taught the boy. The boy had mental problems. The boy was on medication, but you send him to the state prison and lock him up. Knowing this boy got issues, but you take the woman that killed all the kids. Oh, she has a mental problem. They got her in a mental hospital. The Yates lady. And killed all the 4 kids. So it's all the same. They know what they're doing. They know what to do. He know what he's doing. He know what to do. And that's some BS. NFL need to come up with it. That, like you said, that girl got nightmares. That girl's scared. I'm understanding the boy, but he's supposed to burn her house, something. I mean, come on, man. You can't get no worse than that. And, it goes back. We know what Mike Vick did when he made a mistake. And he was in a state, well, what he did is a misdemeanor in Texas. But you know how people think about Peter, but they never said nothing about the guy who played with Atlanta, his teammate, when he beat his girlfriend dog with a hammer, and he got away. And they put that under the rug. I mean, come on, compared to what a lot of black boys do. Josh Gordon, all these drugs. Don't get me wrong, that boy's a lucky brother because he got all these chances, but still, he want to capitalize. I mean, come on, man, this dude did something worse than that. He did something worse than a guy popping pills and drugs.
They were more aggressive about enforcing the anti-weed policy than they were about a player beating the hell out of his domestic partner.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Where's the consistency? So, it's a sad state of affairs right now, man.
Yeah,
it's very sad.
It got to stop. I mean, come on, let's be real. Wrong is wrong. And I mean, this guy should be suspended. Shouldn't even play in the league no more. Right now, that's the worst thing to do.
Right. They need to make it clear because this is the thing that I'm keeping in the back of my mind. If his attorneys are able to successfully convince either a judge or a jury, I don't know what type of trial they have, that this was a result of his mental issues and he's not convicted, then technically he's free to sign with any team.
Come back. Yeah,
he's free to sign with any team. And he may not get that opportunity because he was trash as a player. He was barely on the roster to begin with. But my point is, he should not even have the opportunity. His career should be over. It should be clear, and they need to make that message clear that you never play football again because of what you did. So I mean,
you look at the running back from for the Ravens.
Ray Rice. Ray Rice.
Ray Rice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, he probably was bipolar then too. I mean, you never know. He never said anything, so that's that happened to him. Doing that positive, and he's married to the young lady. I mean, it's just it's not right. Any of that stuff is not right. But look how they banned him, and they didn't ban. I mean, he couldn't even get back in the league. Couldn't do anything. But you let this guy go do it
very quickly.
Huh?
Very firmly on Ray.
Yeah. He didn't go nowhere. He didn't go
nowhere. He tried to come back. He tried to come back and do a lot of community service and was coaching in a NFLPA game, talking to guys about abuse. And it's like they set an example out of us, but they don't set an example out of them. And I don't want to hear no BS that we see them on video. You ain't got to see nobody on video when you see evidence that this girl got whooped. He did it worse than I. Look,
you see the pictures. Like the pictures told the story. I didn't even see the video. Man, I saw her nose broken.
I didn't see it.
I saw the bloody face, the busted lip, the eyes swollen shut. I mean,
but Rich,
she looked like she fought in a boxing match. She was beat up by a opponent.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that's what I'm saying, Rich. I look like Sugar Ray Leonard when he got hit by hers back in the day. All I'm saying is you don't have to see stuff on video.
See what I like.
What Race Rice did was wrong. Wrong was wrong. But at the same time, I wouldn't even want to see this on video.
No.
Don't tell them what I would have did. I have a daughter. I would have probably wanted to just go crazy. So I don't want to see that. You see, that's enough. I'm like, come on, man.
That goes back to back in the day when your grandmother and your mom told you back there you never hit a woman. Whatever that woman do, you let that woman do it or talk and you move on. That's the problem with these guys nowadays. These guys nowadays, they don't care about that. They don't have that teaching because their grandmama 36, their mama about 18 and 16, and then they going down the line.
49.
Yeah, 49. Talking about, I'm going to the club with you, baby. So you gotta look at it. they all off in the same range of age. Our grandmother was so much older. You better listen. You better listen, grandma. But like my grandma told me, my mom told me, if you ever hit a woman, I'm gonna kill you. And my grandma, as soon as my mom died, she died when I was 8. My grandmother, the same thing. If you ever hit a woman, I will kill you. So a woman can push you to the limits, and in your mind, you can think, I want a boy, girl. If you was a dude, I'll punch you down, but I'm gonna let you make it. Go on, move around. You got to tell them that, move around, because as soon as you do it, you're going to jail. They do it, no, ain't nothing gonna happen to them. That's the woman. But you, as a parent, as a parent, you talk to your kids now and let them know that, because these kids, these dudes now don't care. They swinging like they full-fledged dudes now.
But the sad part about it, Lemonade, is let's flip the script. Let's say if she was white and he was black, they would have hung his ass.
He went through an OJ trial.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
He went through OJ. He been in trial right now. They've been trying to figure out what was going on and how it is. Don't get me wrong. I tell everybody, if the color of your skin should not matter. And those who think it is just bullshit. Excuse my language. I mean, but they BS. They the color of your skin should not matter to anything that goes on. And those who think that color of their skin matters, they are a piece of shit. Plain and simple. Yeah. And I tell them all the time, treat everybody like you want to be treated, and you'll be fine. You got a lot of people say, man, and I'm down for my black race. I love my black race, but I just the other people doing stupid things, and it's just steady going on. Now it's trickling into football, college. You got the incident down there in Waco. You got the incident going on in other areas, and you just got to paying attention to it. And Cap did a lot. Cap made us really open our eyes. So we got to give him much love, much respect.
Yeah.
They should go down.
One other thing in regards to the Chad Wheeler situation that I forgot to mention, when the poor young lady, when she was finally able to come back and escape him and go into the bathroom, she locked herself in the door in the bathroom. She called 911 and she texted Chad Wheeler's father and her family as well. Chad Wheeler's father came over there, and this dude spent, until the police got there, he spent the entire time trying to convince him that everything is okay. So to me, that don't sound like a psychopath, because if I'm a psychopath, I'm a psychopath regardless. Like I'm on a violent tirade. I'm out of my mind. I shouldn't have the conscience of mind to try to bullshit you that everything's just fine because I know damn well what I just did. So to me, that's just the strongest source of evidence that his mental state was. He knew that what he was doing because he tried to cover it up.
So what you telling me? He got some control.
Yeah, so, psyched out people.
He got some control. Sometimes he got some control. Yeah,
right.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
People that are having a psychological episode, they don't try to cover up what they did. They don't have the mindset or the frame of mind to try to, know that they did. Yeah. They don't have moral compass at that point, so they don't know what they did was right or wrong. They, if you're truly out of your mind, why would he be sitting there for minutes trying to convince his dad that everything is okay? And he cut all his hair off, and they thought that was weird because they had long hair. So why would he go through all of that trouble to try to convince his father that everything was fine if he was out of his mind? So, jurors, if you're listening, judge, if you're listening, you wrong as hell if you let this guy go. He needs to serve some serious time for this crime.
Oh yeah,
man. I'm gonna put it like this: any punk hit a woman and do all that, and I don't care what color, it's a different race, whether it's a Chinese woman, whether it's a black, white, Hispanic, your butt needs to be going to jail. You need to have your mind hang.
Yeah.
That's as simple as that. And doing what he did, come on, man.
Dez Bryant challenged him on Twitter, so I wonder if he's going to respond to that ass whooping that Dez Bryant wants to give him. So if you want to hit somebody, you go holler at Dez to see what happened here.
Yeah, because a punk ain't gonna step to a real man. I just
of course not. Of course not. Kind of switching gears. Speaking of punks, it's that time of the day. It's that time of the show where we give the weekly award, and I want to send a special shout out and a special congratulations to our winner this week. And you know what? Yeah, let's just go ahead and hand out.
Sit your ass down.
Man, sit your dumb ass down.
Sir, could you sit your African American ass down?
Man, sit your ass down.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Sit your ass down.
Congratulations to Creighton University head coach Greg McDermott of the basketball program. He apologized earlier this week for making a statement that he felt was, quote unquote, a terribly inappropriate analogy when he said that he talked about a plantation when referring to his team after a loss. And this is what his quote is. Guys, we need to stick together. We need both feet in. I need everybody to stay on the plantation. I can't have anybody to lead the plantation. You have a team full of African-American basketball players. And this is the best analogy that you can come up with about team unity. In 2021, you think that it's a good idea to have a locker room speech to a group of African-American basketball players and tell them that you don't want nobody to lead the plantation. Greg McDermott, on behalf of the Internal Sports Talk family, sit your ass down. All the way down.
Now, Lemonhead Rich, this ain't the time for none of that. There's too much going on with the movement. I know we're going to talk about George Floyd pretty soon, but I mean, come on. Right now, I was talking to Coach Coleman, was the linebacker, recruited Terrence Cook Jr. in Texas. Real great guy. He's at Ole Miss now. Of course, he got to go. And he was telling me, he said, Pat, I don't want to, it's going to be tough because at Texas recruiting. Because with that song, The Eyes of Texas, and basically we know what the song is, like the national anthem. And all that's going on, man. And it's like, you got people on social media talking about, you know how Texas is, old strong Republican state, University of Texas. I was in the most racist schools. Talking about, oh, we're not going to change that. So if you don't like it, go somewhere else. But then you want to cry about winning. And then them going to sneak up on y'all behind. They bring that game back, and they're going to beat y'all like a bass drum, be in the playoffs. And for this man, it's enough going on. This man to say that about the plantation shouldn't even come out your mouth. You need to be gone and sit his butt down and should have coached college, period. I mean, come on, man. It's like saying, I need y'all slaves here because we got a big party, 4th of July party coming up. Even ones got the passes to come and go. No, you stay up, but here. Y'all see what they say, stay here. I mean, come on now. Man. You got the role.
Yeah, I know. It's just crazy. These guys, these analogies going out now is just totally different from what it was back then. And you know, back then you can kind of understand what Coach is saying. They had better motivation speeches, but it's uncalled for now. In this day and age, this day and time, you know what to say and what not to say. And you got, you know, because everybody's judged by what they say. Everybody it's opinionated society now. So you can't worry about, I mean, I know he probably said, I can say this here, it's gonna help my team motivate, do this. He got to come with a different way. You got to come teaching a little different, because if you don't, you're gonna be just like he ended up, out of there.
It shows me just how disconnected he is with his players, though. Like, are they just objects to you? Like, you know, you really think that's just okay for you just to say that and not even, you know, take into consideration, you know, how they're going to receive this message? There's so many other things. There's so many other things you can say to players to light a fire, and, you know, like, hey, we need to get this together. You know, to me as a player, let's talk more specifics. Our rebounding sucks. Yeah. Stop taking bad, you know, improve our shot selection. Let's not turn the ball. Something. You don't talk about no damn plantation, man. Come on.
No. You don't talk about that. Yeah. That's
not called for. Yeah. He need to be out.
Yeah. He need to be gone.
Speaking of coaches, one of the greatest guys, greatest human beings, and, you know, I had to pray for him and his family, but, you know, Kansas City Chief coach, Andy Reid, his son, the tragedy went down, and they said, little girl going to be probably brain damage. You know, and I know Andy been really going through it with those boys, because I think one of them passed. I could be wrong, Rich. You know, you the NFL guru, no information. I think he OD'd his other son, and I know they both gave him a lot of problems in the past. You know, my hat is off to the kids, to the little girl's family. My hat is off to Reed, and like he even said in his press conference about the little girl. But that's a sad situation.
Something else needs to be said about that as well, because you know, no offense to Coach Reed, but your son committed a crime. And again, crickets for the NFL. I'm sorry. Any NFL employee, all of them under the new collective bargaining agreement, are bound to the terms of the NFL conduct policy. So where's the suspension? Where's Commissioner Goodell? This is what I keep saying over and over again.
But,
you know,
I'm gonna tell you right now, situation like this, it got to be out of the NFL hands. He shouldn't even coach.
No, I'm talking about where's the NFL saying, hey, we don't accept this kind of, regardless of whether you're convicted or not. It's in the CBA. It's in the conduct policy that the commissioner has the power to put you on his list and take you out of your role until he reviews the situation and releases you to go back to work. That's what the commissioner's list is. That's what's not going on with Cam Wheeler, and that's not happening with Brett Reed.
So what you're saying, if that was Mike Tomlin's son, or if that was Dungy's son, Lovie Smith's son, he would be on Roger Goodell's situation. He would be on Roger Goodell's situation on this. Yeah. So I'm just saying, you know, we got to have more consistency, and I wish that this is something that the players would have held their ground on and not signed their CBA so quickly.
Well, you right about that one too, because them young boys, they don't care now. They making the $14 million, $7 million contract, signing bonus, all this type of money now, and they losing sight of what we did for them, trying to make sure they were taken care of, make sure they make the millions of dollars. How we cuss Gene Upshaw as a player, he can ball out. but as a rep for the players, I couldn't stand Gene
As a
Upshaw.
person,
I
he
told Gene
sucks.
Upshaw.
He
I
sucks.
told Gene
And
Upshaw.
you know what, Lemonade? But you know what,
Yeah.
Lemonade? If they had another guy like that come in and do that, then they ask they behinds to be on board. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like another
Yeah.
guy like Upshaw come in, don't care, and different things. And, and like you say, y'all paid the way for those guys. And that's what happened to a lot, even in my generation. We forget where we come from. And we forget about the guys that paid the way for us as black men, black people, period. Because it wasn't easy for us. You know, I mean, it's some things we even saw struggle, but we didn't see what our moms and our grandparents saw. Moms and dad and grandparents saw. Yeah.
And if we did, they was covering it up. They kept it from us. They made sure that we didn't see this and see that. But you know, we saw the struggles in the street. We saw the things that was going on in the street. So that's what you pretty much got to think about, is try to make sure you take control of what you can do.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we got the George Floyd situation, Rich, right?
Yeah.
This court it started today, right?
Yes. The trial did finally start today.
Yeah.
The George Garvin, I think is his name. I don't bother remembering the names of bigots, but I know that the trial began today, and they're starting to review the case. But this is going to be a monumental case, one way or another, because this is going to be where we actually set the tone of, are we going to allow this in this country or not? Because we've seen this so many times before. I think we're collectively kind of holding our breath. But if any way, under any type of technicality, this guy gets a reduced sentence or don't get convicted, I pray for this country, man.
All hell gonna break loose then.
Yeah.
All hell gonna break
loose. Were bad, this is gonna be 10 times worse than that.
And I'm like you. I don't even know them guys. I don't know they had a blue uniform on. They behind need to be in jail. Period.
Right.
It's sad. I mean, like I said, COVID. I tell everybody this. I'm gonna say this real quick. It's sad with this COVID, but one thing I like about it coming around, it let people know our struggles, and then people got to see things. Because hey, they would have found a way. We've been talking about on the whole show about different episodes. They would have rushed it under the flood, Lemonade and Rich. I mean, come on now. So I mean, they got to see things. Got to see the sister in Louisiana. I mean, I'm sorry, Louisville, Kentucky. I mean, come on. They got to see it. Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but maybe the guy had to give the world to sit your ass down the war so they could listen. Sometimes you have to do that when people just keep on guiding through life as if everything's all fine and dandy, knowing darn well it's not. So
right. Well, speaking of opportunity, guys, opportunities that people open up for us. I want to send I know he died last week, and rest in peace to my man Cross from CBS Lemonade.
Yeah.
I think he was at the end of his era with you. I don't remember him retiring. But I remember as a little boy watching him and seeing him. I mean, he's like the first choir version of like a guy like Stephen A. Smith. And he was the one that I always loved looking at, seeing this black man on TV talking football. And of course, don't get me wrong now. We always looked at, I love looking at CBS Sports, looking at Jane Kennedy. Ooh, that's my baby.
Jane she came to my house, my junior high school, Carter G. Woodson.
What?
Jane Kennedy.
I've been running out of class. I've been slopping it with
we lit a whole.
I remember boy, look out on 2-9, Coach Harold Jackson played. He was coaching at Baylor at the time, and he was playing with New England. And he took a picture of Jane Kennedy at the hotel across the street. Used to be the Astro, whatever. That was the hotel right there on the corner of Kirby and 610. And that's what a lot of players, Jackson 5 State, everybody say, had anything doing with the phone. And he said, man, I took that picture in Houston. Right across from the door. I exactly knew what he was talking about. But she was a light on the point. She was a light, she opened doors for a lot of sisters, speaking of her, but Cross was a very intelligent man. Graduated from one of the best communication schools, Northwestern, from a small town in Indiana. And I didn't know he was an AD at Idaho State, one of the schools.
I didn't know that either.
But but he really was. It was a hell of a football player. They played with the Eagles. Rams, moved around a couple of years,
Sure.
and really paved
Yeah,
the
he
way,
had a couple
man.
of interviews. Had a couple of
Yeah.
interviews fine. You know, he did me good. So he always talked and had
Yeah, I
fun
know
with
you
it.
tell us more.
Yeah.
And he was always in everybody Jet and Ebony magazine. So, you know,
Yeah.
that's a real heartbreaker there. 81
That
years old,
was-
but he lived a life.
Yeah,
81
being
years
in
old.
Jet and Ebony back in the day, that was like being viral in the black community
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, we got about 5 more minutes. We'll take a real quick break. We'll come back and we'll finish this off. So we'll see y'all in just a few minutes.
All right.
All right.
He hasn't said it yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to have to trade that man, I think the relationship is broken.
Yeah.
I hope it's not. I'm still going to pull whatever team he goes for. That's going to be my new team. It hasn't made any sense. I think really, was it last Friday when they tweeted out that they was interviewing Josh McCown? Josh McCown? You have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. What do you do? What do you do?
I'm going for it.
I'm going for it. You going for it? I think I'll go for it. Even on Madden, I'm going for it.
All right, we are back. And a shout out to my man Andre Martel. Y'all check out his podcast, Down the Middle. He got some real good topics on there. Good show, man.
Yeah, definitely be on the lookout for our little cigar show coming up soon. So we got that going. You know, so we definitely got to be on. With me and Lemonade got going. We definitely got to be on the lookout for that. Cigar show coming real soon. So we definitely give you details real soon.
Yep.
Of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So about to wrap it up, but want to say this before we get out there. What is going on, Rich, on Kirby? I know we got a couple of minutes. What's the latest with the best franchise quarterback come out of Texas, out of the Texas organization, Deshaun Watson?
Well, there continues to be a stalemate, and then ESPN released a report stating that now the Texans are digging their feet in the stand and saying that they're okay with him sitting out the season if need be. So they think they're under the impression that Deshaun happened to pay back the prorated portion of his signing bonus and giving up this year's salary is going to be enough to force him to play. They don't understand that he still holds all the cards because, number one, we still don't know if they're going to allow COVID exemptions for the 2021 season or not. If he does, all he has to do is show up on first day of OTAs and say, hey, see y'all next year. I'm opting out for COVID. I'll let y'all 2022. That's option one. Number two, okay, he can play your little game. Okay, so you want me to show up? Okay, fine. He can show up and suit up and shut up and literally dress out for practice, sit his ass right there in the quarterback room, whatever little team meetings that they have, and he can not say a damn word to anybody and basically not participate and be very disruptive, without saying a word to their entire locker room and practice and film session and all that. So do you really want to put yourself in a situation where you have this awkward relationship with a guy who's made it abundantly clear that he doesn't want to play for your ass anymore? He's done. He's done with you. The marriage is over. It's time to move on. Tina's ready to leave Ike. I don't know how else to say it, but the Houston Texans need to understand that this dude don't want to play for them no more. And all they're doing is that they're lowering his market value so that when potential suitors are interested and when you finally make the decision to trade him, you're not going to get as much. You got the draft coming up. Go ahead and make the move now. Get your draft collateral. You're going to be trash anyway. You might as well start rebuilding now.
They better do something. They better do something, Richard, because if they don't do nothing, they don't have a problem. They need to make sure they because they already set back by 5 years right now on anything: quarterback, receiver, O-lineman, defensive end, everything they got. And the secondary was already don't get me wrong. I'm a DB. I love those guys. I want them to do the best they can every time they step on the field. But it's going to hurt them if they don't have no line. Defensive lines going and everything. So a quarterback puts them back by 5 years. They might as well go in the draft. We got a good quarterback draft this year. Might as well go in there and get you a quarterback and let Deshaun go where he want to go. I mean, I applaud Deshaun for doing what he's doing.
And you can't even get away with
like you said, Rich, he can sit out because of COVID. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But the trade got to be made. But I know we're about to run out of time. But we definitely got to talk about that and the Cowboys. Are they going to franchise them or what? And I know Russell Wilson thing trade. So that's something we're going to talk about next week. So y'all follow back up with us.
All right.
So
we'll see y'all next week.
We're going to see what goes on.
Peace.
Peace.
Tune in to the Tunnel Talk, is too real. Talk about sports with the truth, Truesdale. Sports bait and the great sports Morpheus. Listen up and talk about sports with us. This that sports flow. We talking sports, bro. All sorts low. Tune in to the sports show. All sports, all stats. I'm an all-star. Championship MVP. Who gonna ball hard? What's your favorite sporting team? I'm asking y'all. Baseball, football, or is it basketball? Getting money is my sport, so I have to ball. In the tunnel, it's the best show after all.